Here are the Friday 13th, Part 7, The New Blood Kills ranked point-wise. I already did my review on the movie. I already did the kills ranked in my own opinion. That was subjectively. This is objectively. So we're looking at how bloody the kill is, how believable the kill is, how creative the kill is, how surprising the kill is, and how scary the kill is. And each category can get from 0 to 5 points. So let's get started. There are kills that are tied. So at number 12, the worst kill of the movie is Robin. She gets flown out a window and falls to the ground. 0 points for how bloody it is. No blood. 4 points for how believable it is. Not all 5, just because it seems like she probably could have survived that. 0 points for how creative or how surprising it is, and 1 point for how scary it is. It's kind of scary, so Robin comes out to a total of 5 points at number 12. Number 11 is David, stabbed in the stomach. 0 points for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 0 points for how creative and surprising it is. 1 point for how scary it is. Kind of scary. So David comes out to a total of 7 points. Number 10 is John and Eddie. So, John, first kill of the movie, drowns. 0 points for how bloody it is. There's no blood. 5 points for how believable it is. Drowns. Of course, that'll kill him. 0 points for how creative it is. Not creative. 1 point for how surprising and how scary it is. He's tied with Eddie, who gets hacked in the neck. 0 points for how bloody it is. There's no blood. 5 points for how believable it is. 0 points for how creative it is. 1 point for how surprising and how scary it is. So John and Eddie both come out to a total of 7 points at number 10. Actually, it's 11 spots because I counted it wrong. So John and Eddie are number 9. David is 10. Robin is 11. So number 8 is Maddie and Jane. So Maddie gets stabbed with a scythe. 1 point for how bloody it is. There's some blood. 5 points for how believable it is. 0 points for how creative it is. 1 point for how surprising it is. 2 points for how scary it is. And she's tied with Jane, who gets stabbed. 1 point for how bloody it is. There's a little bit of blood. 5 points for how believable it is. 1 point for how creative it is. 1 point for how surprising it is. 2 points for how scary it is. So Maddie and Jane both come out to a total of 9 points at number 8. Number 7 is Sandra and Amanda. Sandra drowns. 0 points for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 0 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. 3 points for how scary it is. She's tied with Amanda, who gets impaled in the back. 1 point for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 1 point for how creative it is. 1 point for how surprising it is. 2 points for how scary it is. So Sandra and Amanda both come out to a total of 10 points at number 7. Number 6 is Michael and Kate. Michael gets a spike in the back. 1 point for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 1 point for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. 2 points for how scary it is. He's tied with Kate, who gets a horn in the eye. Party horn in the eye. 1 point for how bloody it is. 3 points for how believable it is. 2 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. Not all 3 points, because it didn't seem like it really should have stabbed her with like a horn. A plastic horn. And 3 points for how scary it is. Kind of scary. So Michael and Kate both come out to a total of 11 points at number 6. Number 5 is Dan and Melissa. Dan gets punched in the back and his neck broken. 1 point for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 2 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. 2 points for how scary it is. And he's tied with Melissa, who gets an axe to the head. 0 points for how bloody it is. Surprisingly, there's no blood. 5 points for how believable it is. 2 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. And 3 points for how scary it is. So Dan and Melissa both come out to a total of 12 points at number 5. Number 4 is Russell. Russell gets an axe swung into his face. 1 point for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 2 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. And 3 points for how scary it is. So Russell comes out to a total of 13 points at number 4. Number 3 is Dr. Cruz. He gets a weed whacker to the stomach. 1 point for how bloody it is. 5 points for how believable it is. 3 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. 3 points for how scary it is. Dr. Cruz comes out to a total of 14 points at number 3. Number 2 is Ben. He gets his head crushed. 1 point for how bloody it is. There's only a little blood. 5 points for how believable it is. 3 points for how creative it is. 2 points for how surprising it is. 4 points for how scary it is. So Ben comes out to a total of 15 points at number 2. But the number 1 best most pointed Friday the 13th Part 7 The New Blood kill is Judy. She gets slammed into the tree in a sleeping bag. This is like the iconic Friday the 13th kill. So, 1 point for how bloody it is. There's some blood on her face. 4 points for how believable it is. Not all 5, just because it didn't seem like one smack would actually kill her. 3 points for how creative it is. Pretty creative with the sleeping bag. 3 points for how surprising it is. It was pretty surprising. And 5 points for 5 points for how scary it is. So Judy comes out to a total of 16 points as the number 1 best most pointed Friday the 13th Part 7 New Blood kill. Thanks for watching.